I never met Khabib's dad. Here's what happened, guys. See, this stuff means a lot to me. Khabib, who's looking out for Islam.
Islam was for my father like his son. My dad always keeps saying Islam is the future champ.
And I just want to say, you see, this my belt for my coach, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. Many years ago, he told me, just training hard and you gonna be champion. And I want to give this belt. Him and his father make me.
He can do everything. He's as good as it gets. He's as good as it gets. He's the most complete fighter on the roster because he submits people. Like he submitted Poirier in the final round.
Yeah.
Incredible submission. But he was winning that fight already.
Yeah.
But then, he can also knock you out. He literally does everything. He's one of the best wrestlers in the sport. His top control and his squeeze is insane.
Yeah.
Like, remember when he tapped out Drew Dober? He got a hold of Drew Dober. It's like Drew Dober had zero chance of moving. He wasn't going anywhere. He was just crushed. It was like he was fighting a man twice his size.
Islam Makhachev, the man who changed the world of mixed martial arts. As the heir to the Dagestani Eagle, he surpassed his teammate and set an unattainable level of mastery.
Right, you see him exceed all the, break through the glass ceiling. Everything that we had done and set, he has shattered him completely and taken this thing to a level that nobody was ever able to reach.
It just shows the strength, but yet the technique that Islam has. And that is why he's probably the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in all of the sport.
Islam's so fucking scary. I had a nightmare that I had to fight him.
Now you know, Dana, now you know. Honestly, I'm very happy because now nobody can say something. I feel like #1 best fighter in the world right now.
Islam Makhachev is one of a kind, the most versatile fighter in mixed martial arts, a true nightmare for any opponent. In today's video, we will lift the veil of mystery surrounding his unique personality and reveal the most dominant lightweight fighter in history in a new light. Get comfortable and let's begin.
Я жил в Махачкале, сейчас я переехал, уже около 20 лет живу в Хушете. Ну, все мое такое детство прошло в Махачкале.
The future world champion was born where the towering Dagestani mountains merge with endless forests. His village, with a population of about 10,000, was a small, modest place with no nightclubs, bars, restaurants, or other entertainment venues. The townspeople led a settled life, engaging in farming, respecting religion, and staying far from worldly distractions. Islam attended school, and the first sport he took up was taekwondo.
Это был taekwondo. Но я там долго не задержался. И потом как-то перестал ходить, что-то, может, каникулы были, и потом я уже не продолжил. И рядом был у нас еще турецкий колледж, рядом с 38-й школой. И в этом колледже была секция Ушсанда. И начал туда ходить. Там я задержался, думаю, где-то около 4 лет я занимался там. В этом же дворе турецкого колледжа жил наш тренер, покойный Абдулманап.
With the arrival of Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, Makhachev's life changed drastically. At the age of 10, Islam balanced school and training, never dreaming of becoming a world champion. Like all his peers, he thought about family, a good education, and developing his own career. He didn't see sports as his sole path in life. But the moment he attended his first training session at Nurmagomedov's school, something awakened in him, the very person we all see today. Khabib's father planted the seed of a champion in Islam's soul and instilled in him a love for sports.
There's not just room in martial arts for the Lees and for the Gracies. There are philosophies out there. You put them to test, and they hold up or they don't. Coach Nurmagomedov's philosophies, for me as a viewer, are amongst the best I've ever witnessed.
From an early age, Abdulmanap built a solid foundation of championship mentality in the minds of young fighters. He earned their respect, established his authority as a coach, and taught them to trust him completely, executing his instructions without question.
The old school discipline. Of course, sometimes I didn't understand him, but I all the time follow him. I follow him. Even I didn't understand why I need this one, but I follow him because my father said this.
Under his guidance, Islam achieved great success in amateur sports, devoting his life to training and having unwavering faith in both himself and his coach. He won championships in Russia and Dagestan in sambo, judo, and freestyle wrestling. During that time, Makhachev trained alongside star fighters such as Khabib, Umar, and Usman. But it was Khabib, his older brother and primary sparring partner, who stood out. Their training sessions were reinforced by true friendship, both inside and outside the cage. When Khabib began his professional career, Islam was still shaping his own style. He delved deep into the fundamentals of combat sambo, significantly refining his skills for the transition into mixed martial arts. However, when discussing Islam Makhachev's development, one cannot ignore the contribution of Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov.
Здесь 1750 метров сосновый лес. Вы сами видите, как здесь тяжело дышать. Как только спускаемся, нам становится легче. Задача ведь такая. Тяжело в учении, легко в бою. Я думаю, эти сборы дадут ребятам последняя подготовка. Ислама Махачева здесь. Хабиб еще, наверное, успеет.
Harsh training conditions, an intense pace, outstanding physical preparation, and a fanatic dedication to the craft were the core principles of Nurmagomedov's school. He forged champions under the most grueling conditions, while most modern UFC fighters train in comfortable gyms with modern facilities. Abdulmanap raised champions on bare ground under the open sky. Islam's life was especially tough. His family could not afford to support him financially, so the young Makhachev combined training with work. He labored on a farm, took side jobs as a security guard and laborer, and after a long, exhausting day, he headed to the gym to give his last remaining energy to training. Only in the week leading up to a competition would he set aside work and dedicate all his time to final preparations. On Saturdays, Islam won medals. On Mondays, he returned to work, eagerly awaiting the evening to push himself to the limit in training. This grueling routine continued until Abdulmanap transitioned most of his students fully into the world of mixed martial arts. While Khabib made his UFC debut, Makhachev kept training and believing in himself. After building an 11-fight winning streak in regional promotions, Islam signed a contract with the UFC. In 2015 at UFC 187, he secured his first victory in the world's top promotion with a rear naked choke.
We've never seen dominance like this. He's never been cut. He's never been dropped. We have never been in a Khabib Nurmagomedov fight and thought, oh my God, he might lose.
However, in his second UFC fight, Islam Makhachev suffered a KO loss. He was expected to be the successor to the Dagestani Eagle, but he stumbled and lost to a fighter not even considered a top prospect.
For this fight, I think nobody can stop me. It's very dangerous because small gloves, every punch is gonna be dangerous. That's why I'm changing a lot after this fight. But this is lucky punch 100%. After this fight, he never win.
Islam accepted the defeat with dignity. That unfortunate accident, which blemished his record, did not break his championship spirit. He came to terms with the loss and, with renewed determination, worked massively to refine his style and technique. He vowed never to let chance or mistakes decide the outcome of a fight again. In his very next bout, he dominated dangerous striker Chris Wade, securing victory by unanimous decision. What Islam needed now was as many fights as possible to gain experience. While his senior teammate Khabib was carving his way to a championship title, Islam continued to improve. Within just a year, he secured 3 victories, breaking into the top 20 of the lightweight division.
When I fought last time in Russia, it wasn't UFC, so my manager told me like, you're gonna get in UFC soon. And he called me before 3 weeks, you got the fight in UFC, and I said okay, I signed the contract. And then he asked me like, it's Islam Makhachev. I said okay, it's way better.
This was the fight where Islam showcased an incredible level of skill. Arman Sarukian, a tough and hungry new face, posed a threat even to fighters ranked in the top 10. His wrestling, striking, and fight IQ made him an extremely dangerous opponent. Despite being new to the league, matchmakers paired him with an opponent just as skilled. Even though this fight wasn't for a contender spot, fans witnessed a championship-level battle. Arman and Islam put on an incredible contest, and in the end, Islam secured victory by unanimous decision.
Preparation for this camp, and he's ready to go. I love the way he is right now. With body, mental, physical, everything, game plan, everything is intact. We have Habib back cornering him, so I'm very, very happy about that, because that just means we're going to have the best corner, we have the best fighter, we're going to have the best win.
After Makhachev's win over Ramos, a 2-year break awaited him. He endured possibly the most difficult period of his life, the COVID-19 pandemic, the disbanding of his team, and the tragic death of the great coach.
He's a hard guy. We all know how much he loved his dad and how close they were. His dad was a hard man. His dad, raised him to be a man's man. And even when his dad passed and it started to come out, I reached out to him and I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry, whatever. And all he hit me back with was, thank you, Dana, I appreciate it.
Both Islam and Khabib deeply mourned the passing of Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. When Khabib defended his title against Justin Gaethje, he shocked the world by announcing his sensational retirement. The dominant reigning champion walked away at the peak of his powers, leaving the belt vacant. The lightweight crown soon found a new owner, Charles Oliveira. The Brazilian fighter, who had sensationally reached the prime of his career, submitted all of his opponents and emerged as a true successor to the former Dagestani champion.
But that's terrible. Some forward motion here under 2 minutes to go in the round. There's that left hand. He's in real trouble. Oliveira in the world of trouble early. In round 1. A standing ovation for the athletes here in Houston as round 2 gets underway. Chandler working off of that jab earlier. Knocked down for Oliveira now. Now a knee to the body for Charles and a right hand. Charles Oliveira is the undisputed UFC lightweight champion.
But the one who had spent his entire life in the background was preparing to fulfill his destiny. The man who trained in the shadows, watching his teammates' success, was now fully determined to take action.
When you're talking about Khabib and him, when I say so much stronger, it's like 2%. Maybe he's 2% stronger. That 2% though is huge.
Islam meticulously paved his way to the championship title. After a long break, he returned with a spectacular victory over Drew Dober, forcing his experienced opponent to tap, a statement to the world of his championship ambitions.
Here we go, going for the next champ, Islam Makhachev, the powerful one. Let's go.
Feel good. I have to sweating more today because morning I'm rest, do a lot of media, all this stuff.
His next fight against Thiago Moise turned into a showcase of Makhachev's dominance. Islam displayed incredible progress in his striking before, once again, making his opponent submit. Even the dangerous striker Dan Hooker had nothing to counter the hungry Dagestani beast, who had no intention of playing it safe or wasting time. From the moment the first round began, Islam applied relentless pressure. He completely outclassed Dan on the feet, then secured a takedown and forced his opponent to tap once again.
I feel very happy because I don't have injury, not sweating. I don't need to take shower after fights,
The victory over Hooker placed Islam in the 4th spot in the lightweight division rankings. Fans and analysts began discussing a potential fight between Makhachev and Oliveira, predicting a shift in the division's balance of power. However, many experts and fighters gave Islam little chance of victory in a possible showdown.
Final one for me, Islam versus Charles. Who have you got in that one? Charles Oliveira. I think Charles Oliveira gets the job done. I think Islam, not that he's not great, not that he is not highly touted. Not that he is not going to be a future champion, but there should be no reason why he should ever be a favorite in that fight against Charles Oliveira. What Charles Oliveira has done over the last couple of fights, finishing everybody that he's fighting.
Charles Oliveira had indeed faced incredibly strong opposition. He had submitted the entire top 4 of the lightweight division. Neither Gaethje, Poirier, nor Chandler could overcome his ground game. Charles looked like a true monster, capable of competing with Dagestani wrestling. The matchmakers hesitated to announce a fight between Makhachev and Oliveira. Instead, they decided to put Islam's championship ambition to the test one last time.
I guess you guys are being little bitches, you know? Well, fuck it, I'll do it. Let me show you how I do this shit, you know? Snatch that shit and I'll go in, you know? Give me paid and I'll do it.
Bobby Green's aggressive post-fight attitude seemed laughable and ridiculous. Islam had done his job perfectly.
You guys talked a little bit after the fight. Can you share what was said there?
He told me, hey, you're strong. I told him, hey, brother, sorry, I have to fight for the title. And he said, you will fight.
Champion, dominant champion, submitting everybody, underdog. That's how good Islam is. That's nuts.
It's the second longest in lightweight history behind Khabib. He's got the record for most finishes in UFC history. He's got the record for most submissions in UFC history. He's tied for overall UFC post-fight bonuses. He's got the most Performance of the Nights awards in UFC history. Most submissions in both UFC lightweight and featherweight history. The guy's a record machine.
Charles is very good, you know, he have good win streak, he beat a lot of tough opponents, but, you know, for me this is embarrassing when UFC lightweight champion asks someone like Nate Diaz or Conor McGregor who win like 5 years ago. Nobody remember when these guys both like, or Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor win some fight. He tried to call Diaz McGregor, but he forget my name.
The lightweight division was not prepared for what Islam Makhachev brought to the table, no matter how good Charles Oliveira was. With all due respect to the Brazilian warrior, he simply had nothing to counter the man born to be a champion.
Mixed martial arts at its finest. UFC 280 for 20% off today and tomorrow.
Oliveira takes it to the ground here. Now, Makhachev said he would take him down here. Not many people are willing to play this game with Charles Oliveira. Islam said he is not afraid. Islam stacking him. Got to make sure the hips are covered.
Charles Oliveira got his hand off the top of the octagon and now taken down.
Nice step through there by Makhachev.
Makhachev keeping that elbow on the chin of Oliveira. Now tries to posture up. Charles swivels a hip. Look to land an up kick. Investment doesn't even begin to describe it when it comes to Makhachev's career and his involvement. Oh, another nice stick there by Makhachev early round 2.
Don't allow Makhachev to get close.
Charles trying to get his own takedown.
And as the fight goes longer, Oliveira will gain confidence, but Makhachev is a good striker. I know he's not known for it, but he has tremendous stand-up skills. I think he's just aware of the takedowns coming in his direction.
I think Oliveira would... Oh! Knockdown from Makhachev!
He's got the arm triangle. Oh, this is finish the top!
Islam Makhachev submits Charles Oliveira to win the title! Wow!
But Islam's choke must be otherworldly. Yeah. It must be otherworldly. The moment he's passing, Charles is tapping. His squeeze has got to be off the charts. I talked to DC about it, and I said, hey man, I go, his squeeze must, he goes, oh dope, I had him demonstrate a choke on me. Dude, when he grabbed a hold of me, I was like, oh this guy's gonna choke me. And that's DC.
Islam fulfilled Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov's plan, bringing the championship belt back to Dagestan. But he had no intention of stopping there. Immediately after the fight, he called out the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
But in the octagon came Alex Volkanovski. And you talk about fighting him in February for that belt that you just earned. What do you think about a matchup with Volk?
This guy is so small. I'm gonna stop this guy. Like what I did couple minutes ago, I can do same things. Take him down and finish him there. Because I know this guy is so small. He's not my level.
Alex Volkanovski accepted the challenge, and the first fight between these two titans turned out to be exactly why we all love this sport.
Pretty good entry there by Volkanovski. Has experienced a fight atmosphere like this. Volkanovski. Here's the throw with one knee. Volkanovski told us after the Brian Ortega fight he essentially feels unshakable. That's his turn left hand over the top. There's the power that Islam spoke about. Volkanovski momentarily retreats. Remember when Islam became the lightweight champ? It was because he knocked down Charles Oliveira. You have to wonder about the mindset of both men. I think coming into this one, Volkanovski without question realized he had a very tough opponent, that this was going to be an insanely hard night at the office.
A true gladiator battle that ended with Islam securing victory. Fans had grown accustomed to Islam winning in dominant fashion, but they had forgotten one crucial fact. This time, he was facing the best fighter in the world, and against such an opponent, an easy fight was simply not possible. Both fighters understood they needed one more bout to settle all debates and finally determine who was the better man. Islam had become a true nightmare in Alex's career, and Volkanovski was willing to do whatever it took to avenge his loss.
Volk, do you realize that in a Saturday night you will be fight with another Islam Makhachev? He will be stronger, he will be tougher than he was in Australia.
Why? Why?
Because he is in a better shape than in February.
Why, you're telling me that him rehydrating for 30-something hours isn't enough? He's going to be stronger with 40 hours? Is that really what we're relying on over here? You don't back your skills? I don't get it. I don't get it. I back my skills. That's the difference. I really don't get it.
I show everything.
You're going to show what?
Be patient. I show you.
Yeah, what's that?
I show you my power and everything Saturday night.
No one counted Alex out. His willingness to take the fight on short notice only fueled the excitement. Volkanovski was ready to risk it all. But what we witnessed in their rematch revealed to the world the true level of Islam Makhachev.
Goal befitting a champion. Inside leg kick early for Makhachev.
I think the idea that he was going to finish Volkanovski made him start a little faster than he normally does.
In that first fight, there's the first shot.
Yeah, you heard Volk say, right away.
Volkanovski's defensive wrestling was a big factor in that first fight. Blood in there somewhere, guys.
Makhachev has landed some really good kicks this round.
Well, I suppose if any fighter could weaponize pace and cardio without a training camp, it would be Volkanovski, but that does figure to be a tough proposition. Kick from Makhachev! Huge moment in round one! That will do it! And still, and with style points, Islam Makhachev is the man!
Makhachev set a standard for excellence that no current lightweight fighter can reach. His style is a flawless blend of exceptional grappling and elite striking. He is undoubtedly the best wrestler in the division, but is he also the best striker?
He should listen to his coaches and box like they're telling him to. Do that, Islam. Let's box.
This is not boxing, this is MMA, man.
Well, you're gonna sleep like it's boxing.
We'll see.
A fight between the best boxer in the UFC and the best wrestler was an intriguing matchup. Could Poirier defend against takedowns? Could Islam hold his own against Dustin in the stand-up? Let's be honest, the Makhachev versus Poirier fight turned out to be a true spectacle none of us were prepared for. Islam showed the world that he could go toe-to-toe with the best boxer in the UFC. The fight was an absolute thriller, culminating in Islam securing a submission victory in the final round.
He switched the hips. Oh, wow. That was nasty. Oh, guillotine.
Looking for a Darce.
Yeah, looking for a Darce. Dustin's got to be careful here. Oh, that's tight.
Oh, tapped! Islam Makhachev with a submission in round 5. The throne remains in
Dustin helped Islam unlock his full potential. He was the fighter who forced the final refinements in Makhachev's style.
It just shows the strength, but yet the technique that Islam has. And that is why he's probably the greatest pound for pound fighter in all of the sport.
Islam's last fight put all doubts to rest. Even Dana White, who had always considered John Jones the best pound-for-pound fighter, changed his mind. Islam represents an unstoppable force, one that simply cannot be contested. All he needs is a single mistake, one uncertain move from his opponent to finish the fight.
Yeah, I mean, Islam was willing to fight anybody. He stayed active, and he went out tonight and performed the way a guy should on a short notice fight when you are the best in the world and you're the champion.
Now you know, Dana, now you know. Honestly, I'm very happy because now nobody can say something. I feel like #1 best fighter in the world right now.
This is the story of the best mixed martial artist in the world, a humble and deeply religious man from the remote mountains of Dagestan who turned his dream into reality. Right now, he is at the peak of his career, and we have at least a few more fights to look forward to. It doesn't matter who stands across from him. Any opponent will find themselves unprepared to face the unstoppable force, the unbreakable will, and the flawless style with which Islam Makhachev continues to dominate the world of mixed martial arts.